A lot of people in this kind of cultural awareness and space, I would say, talk from a victim mentality. Out of my 8 sisters, 5 gave birth before their 16th birthdays, 4 are in and out of prison. 5 of my sisters are single mothers, and all 9 of us are survivors of domestic violence. So you put all of that into it, and that's what I'm talking about. I've used my trauma and my lived experience, went into business with the first Aboriginal academic to be employed at UQ, my grandmother's sister, and we started a company that doesn't focus on kind of the victim mentality or closing the gap and statistics around trauma and stealing children and massacres, which is really important when you talk about the current circumstances of Aboriginal people today. You don't have to stick to the script. So I just want to acknowledge that as a proud Koori woman born and raised in Redfern, 10 generations Redfern, my family were impacted by first invasion, then past government policies. My great-great-great-great-great-grandmother was the first Aboriginal girl to be put into the notorious Parramatta Women's Prison for being Aboriginal in the 1800s. So I come from this long line of matriarchs, amazing women on my mother's side. And on my father's side, we come from the central Queensland, North Queensland area, the Dawson River people. So I am Wanneroo, Bunjalung, Eora through my mum, and Gungaloo, Birrigubba through my father, with an Irish grandfather, Scottish Aboriginal great-grandmother, and my DNA just got matched to the King of England. Literally, Tom. The King James VI is my 14th great-grandfather. And I come from a politically active Aboriginal family in Redfern. So my father, his name was Tiger Bales, and he passed 8 years ago. My dad and my mum met during the height of the Black Civil Rights Movement in Redfern. I'm one of 9 daughters. I have no brothers. And I've grown up in a family that have been at the forefront when it comes to our, rights and land rights and just our struggle in this country as Aboriginal people. And now we're connected to the biggest colonising family in the world, and I'm still trying to process that. So born and raised in Redfern, my mum was stolen, her mum was stolen, and 5 generations of my mother's side were stolen children. So I'm the first generation with my sisters that wasn't stolen, like the first generation to have the privilege to grow up with my Aboriginal mother and my Aboriginal father. The privilege to grow up with my siblings, and then privileged to grow up in an Aboriginal community and socialised amongst Aboriginal people, so I know who I am as an Aboriginal woman. And that's what drives me in terms of starting a company to educate people about Aboriginal culture. A lot of people in this kind of cultural awareness and training space, I would say, talk from a victim mentality. And when you look at Aboriginal Australia, it's made up of over 250 different countries, which is 5 times the size of Europe if you look at Europe and compare. So we're all different peoples from all these different countries that spoke at least 1,000 different languages across this whole continent. And not many people realise that it wasn't that long ago that Aboriginal people were running an entire country. So we're owners and runners of country, we're not victims. And that's what Black Card is about. The Black Card training is a strength-based approach to educate people about the tens of thousands of years of Aboriginal people running an entire country. So what kind of governance system was here? How did Aboriginal people run a country without invading their neighbours? Right? And we've done that for tens of thousands of years. But not many people know that Aboriginal people have a different logic to Western logic, but it's more closer to Chinese logic. And not many people would refer to Aboriginal society as Socratic. If you don't know who Socrates was, he was Aristotle's teacher. So you're coming to this Black Card training to be schooled by elders, and we're using Greek philosophy and Chinese logic to compare to what our logic is like. So we're giving people a university-level education on Aboriginal society, governance, philosophy, logic and worldview. And it's with elders that are both academics as well. So my upbringing in Redfern, I would say, have given me the solid foundations to stand strong in my identity as an Aboriginal woman, but then to give people a really good understanding of who Aboriginal people are, where we come from, but based on our terms and not what people are reading about.